We have everyone's attention. I'd like to call the Newman City Council Redevelopment Agency's regular meeting, October 11th, 2011, to order. We please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and also remain standing for invocation. Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please bow your head. Dear Lord, we thank you for bringing us here tonight. We ask that you give this council the wisdom and the strength to make the right decisions for this city, and this we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis.
Present.
Hutchins.
Present.
Candia.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Martina.
Present.
Mayor Kate.
Okay. Declaration of conflicts of interest. There being none. Ceremonial matters. I don't see any. None tonight. Sorry. Don't blink your eyes. We have items from the public, non-agenda items. Anyone have any non-agenda items?
Good evening, Vicki Lucas, Newman Chamber of Commerce. Just real quick, we tomorrow have our fundraiser for the artificial ice skating rink that we're trying to put in the plaza on December 3rd for the tree lighting ceremony. So I hope everybody has purchased their tickets. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Two.
Wow, I know somebody else in the room that purchased a lot more than that.
They're rich. I'm not.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so where we're at is we're about 75% to our estimated figure that we needed. I have about 130 tickets out that I believe have sold. I'm just waiting for the money. I will know that tomorrow. So if that is the case, we will have raised 100% of the funds needed to bring the ice skating rink forward. Also, I have spoke with Rico Fitz, our insurance company, regarding the liability for the ice rink. They are looking into the coverages of our policy for that ice rink. I do have a copy of the deck page from the company that provides the deck or provides the ice rink. They have coverages of $2 million per occurrence. So I've provided everything to Rico. They're going to take a look at it and then get back to me hopefully by the end of the week or the beginning of next week as to what coverages if we need to increase to cover the ice skating rink. So that's where we're at.
Very exciting.
It's very exciting. Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie Ocasio, for the great idea. We appreciate it.
Now, will there be a fee charged, Vicki, or do you know yet?
You know, we were talking about that, and I believe there will be some small fee just to help offset the cost if there's going to be an increase in the insurance, or actually help us plan for next year, and maybe we can do something, add to, or at least do the minimum that we're doing this year. So we're
Really
pretty excited
exciting.
about it. Yeah.
People buying crutches.
Yeah, they won't need crutches. No crutches needed. He's cursing me.
Yeah.
So, any questions?
Any questions from the council?
How much? What's the total we need to do this week?
About 4,400,
Not including the insurance.
not including the insurance. We're at about 3,100 right now.
And the hours of operation?
2 to 7.
2 to 7.
Yeah. So it takes them a couple hours to set up the rink and then a couple hours to break down. So 2 to 7 will be the event time with the lighting of the tree. And Santa pictures this year, we're not going to charge. We're going to have people just come out, bring your cell phones, bring your regular cameras, take your picture. So we're going to do that this year. Fire truck rides, we're going to extend, I think, an hour and a half to accommodate. We had a lot of kids on those fire trucks last year, so it was a good turnout. So we just pray for no rain, and that's it.
Thank you.
We're good.
Thank you so
Anything
much.
else? Thank you.
Good job. Okay. Number 8, consent calendar. A is waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of September 27th, 2011, regular meeting. D, adopt resolution number 2011, next number, declaring certain properties, personal properties, surplus properties, and authorizing disposal and on or sale of properties.
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent calendar as is.
Second?
Motion been made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Next item will be a public hearing. Adopt resolution number 2011. Next number, a resolution declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4.
Evening, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. Before you tonight is another nuisance abatement. Abatement notices were sent out to property owners, several in accordance with ordinance number 95-4, chapter 2, title 8-2-3. This notice informs property owners of all nuisance abatement procedures, their option, and their right to object at a public hearing. It is anticipated that many property owners will clear up their nuisance before going to this stage of where we are tonight. A list of properties that did not comply were made yesterday, Monday, October 10th, and we have one for you tonight with 3 pictures. The address is 1002 Blue Bonnet Avenue. And I'll bring it back to you and answer any questions.
Okay?
Is that property vacant?
I believe it is. And we've attempted to contact the homeowner, and there's only one owner listed as not bank owned, and we've had no luck with it.
No questions? Nope. Okay, since it's a public hearing, I'll open it to public for any comments. Being none, I'll bring it back to the council for direction.
I'll make a motion, we adopt resolution number 2011, next number, a resolution declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4.
I'll second that motion.
Motion is made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief. Number 10, regular business. Report on Newman's tree lighting event.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. Tonight we'll have a report on the annual Newman Chamber of Commerce tree lighting event at the downtown plaza. The Chamber of Commerce has requested exclusive use of the downtown plaza and the 1300 block of Main Street on Saturday, December the 3rd from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. to host the annual tree lighting event. Event organizers have scheduled fire truck rides from 2 to 4:30, food and craft booths to be determined, and the possibility of an artificial ice skating rink, which we heard is close to being a possibility there. There will be a DJ playing holiday music in the background for the duration of the event, and this will be a no alcohol event as well. This event has no known conflicts with any other events in the town, and event organizers seeking council approval. The Chamber of Commerce has made the following requests. They request exclusive use of the downtown plaza and the 1300 block of Main Street with street closures at Main and Tulare and Main and Fresno. Use of the plaza restroom facilities and electrical power at the location. They are requesting a waiver and the following standards for downtown events. The day of operation, this is a Saturday event where Sunday is normally preferred. Music hours of operation is scheduled till 7, which is usually supposed to end at 6. The cleanup deposit, they would like a waiver of the $1,000 refundable deposit for cleanup. Waiver of business licenses for vendors at the event. The insurance policy reduction from $3 million to $1 million. And waiver of traffic and crowd control devices. The city could use barricades for that event. Event organizers have prepared a configuration for the event, which you should have attached. Shows the 1300 block of Main Street closed to vehicular traffic and to be used for vendor booths. The East Plaza parking lot will be open for public parking, with the West Plaza parking lot closed for this ice skating rink should it come to town for us. with that, I'll answer any questions that you may have.
Just a quick question, maybe this is one for Vicky. Are we being named as an additional insured through RICO on the ice rink? Okay. One other quick, Mike, we were gonna look at the standards. Has anybody started that as of yet?
We have not. I mean, I think what we've done is we set up standards really that apply for a worst case scenario when a private party wants to come in, and then the council, when they've done the reduction in the liability insurance, is really only for the chamber and for other nonprofits. We wouldn't recommend changing the liability if a third party came in that was not associated with the city, such as a chamber. The fund run, for instance, we would recommend that you do a $3 million on that and keep with it. We wouldn't necessarily waive that. So we think the $3 million is applicable, except for when the chamber is hosting an event.
The one I've noticed every time is Sunday is the preferred day.
Yeah.
And I noticed that most of our events now are coming up on Saturdays. So.
Right. Right. And I think what some of the original conversation was, Sunday is our preferred date, but there are instances where Saturdays are appropriate. Christmas tree lighting, that's been on the Saturday forever. A car could potentially be on a Saturday. If it's a Sunday morning, it would be appropriate. Saturday morning probably wouldn't be appropriate. Saturday evening may be appropriate. So I think we've taken them on a case by case basis. I think the clear direction here is we want you to be on a Sunday, but it's not rigid.
Okay.
So.
Any other questions of the council? Okay, could I have some direction, please?
Is there any? Do we need a motion, or is it just a report?
We need a motion to approve their.
Yeah.
I'd make a motion to approve the tree lighting event at the downtown plaza as per staff request.
I second that.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Bring on the snow. Already. Okay, where am I at? Okay, we have adopt resolution number 2011, next number, a resolution accepting the regional transportation impact fee summary report and authorizing a budget adjustment of $1,000.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. It's been a number of months since the county adopted their transportation impact fee. As part of that, many of the cities had objected to the methodology and the amount of the fee. At that time, the county said, okay, well, why don't you cities go back, take a look at what you can do. If you can come up with a better solution, a more regional type fee, we'll go ahead and evaluate that. And they gave us 18 months to do that. Since then, we've been working with all the counties, with the county and the other cities, and even StanCog has been involved. As part of your report tonight, we've given you a summary of the work that's been done today as part of that. So really what we have, I'm just going to kind of really hit the highlights on this. All the participants, Ceres, Modesto, Riverbank, Newman, Patterson, Turlock, Waterford, Houston, Oakdale, Stanislaus County, and StanCog are all actively participating in these meetings. We developed the goal we want to achieve is a regional transportation impact fee that, 1, is equitable, 2, provides local control, 3, has active oversight, has a regional component and a zonal component, and I'll talk a little bit more why that's important. The ability to pool money, there needs to be a formula split, something that's uniform, like we said, works in tandem with other revenue sources, has clear regional criteria, fosters collaboration, and is simple to administer. I know that sounds like a lot, but those were all, when we all got together, those were components that we felt were necessary for this to be a successful regional fee. This county doesn't have any regional fees. Now, the county collects a fee. They may think it's regional, but they do have all the control. And to best exemplify that, you can look at Table 1 in your summary on page 3, this is my blood going a little bit. As you know, we've worked with the county, we've collected fees for the county, impact fees. Since in the last decade, we've collected $768,000 of impact fees, transportation impact fees for the county. The column next to it is the expenditures in our area. Ours is blank. So we've collected $768,000 of transportation impact fees for the county, and they have yet to do a project in our area with those regional transportation impact fees. So that's where we go back to some of those goals that we had, and really a lot of the smaller cities really, are the ones that are kind of being vocal on this, but it's got to be equitable, we've got to have local control. We have to believe that we're an active part of the management of that. There needs to be a zonal component, meaning in this particular case, if there was $768,000 collected, 50% would go to regional projects that are countywide, 50% of that money would stay on the west side, and then we would have a county rep, a city rep, and a Patterson rep all trying to figure out what's the best way to work with our zonal money and what projects work best for this west side area. Part of our concern is the county in all its wisdom is spending $500 million on a road to nowhere called the North County Corridor. Not that Oakdale's nowhere, but it doesn't go anywhere after that. It's a one-way street. So, we feel that, we don't get any value of that. How do I go and explain to developers and people I'm collecting impact fees from here in our community that your dollars are going across the county to your North County Corridor that has no impact on you or no benefit to you? So that's why a lot of this conversation is taking place. A lot of the communities are feeling that way. So those are some of the issues. Again, we got to make sure the regional transportation is feasible. Really, there's a lot of politics that go into it. It's not just one city. I mean, there's 8 cities. There's a county. I mean, even from city to city, things can be contentious. I mean, our city attorney sits on more than one dais, and I'm sure he can tell us plenty of stories of other ones where, it's not as cordial, and it's pretty contentious just making those decisions. But, it needs to be feasible, it needs to be real, and we have to have a legal nexus to it. So, those are some of the things that we're trying to achieve with this. So as we go through the process, we're looking at development activity, how that occurs, how much real money. I mean, we did this and everybody threw their projects in, and it was something like, I don't know, $2 billion worth of projects, something like that. It's a lot of money, especially in this area. And then you start looking at your trend for building permits, and the trend tells you, over the next 2 decades, you're going to collect $100 million. So if it's $100 million, why do we have $2 billion worth of projects? That doesn't even make any sense either. So that's where you come in, and you have to be able to work with other sources of funds, federal funds, state funds, RTIP, STIP, and there's a whole bunch of acronyms that StanCog has that we use, and I don't know what they mean, but I'll throw them out there anyways. So, how do we use our local impact fees, this regional transportation fee, and all these federal and state funds, and try to get real projects that benefit not only residents in Newman, but countywide. I mean, this is the whole idea is to make Stanislaus County a region that's working together to bring jobs and development to our communities, so our citizens are better off. Maybe they don't have to commute outside the county for a job, and these jobs can come in here. So we want how can you cross the county? How can goods and services be moved across the county line, and things like that. So that's what we're trying to achieve on there. So the next step really is we need to do a nexus report. It's a legal finding that you have to have that whatever fee you're collecting is you can collect it because there's some tie between the impact and the fee you're collecting. So with that, we've looked at doing an RFP. We're looking at a $100,000 study. Stancog has come up with the first $50,000 for that study. What we as the people sitting on the group has come up with is a distribution for the remaining $50,000, and it's all based on population. Our fee, our percentage is 2% because we represent 2% of the county population, and it's $993.68. We would take that out of our transportation impact fee because there's a nexus there. It's still a transportation fee, and we're going to collect it. And you can use impact fees for studies and nexus studies. So we would do that, and that's what we're recommending tonight as a budget adjustment as part of that. There is one thing that, if, the cities and the county come to a resolution and a regional transportation impact fee is established, and there's a JPA that comes along to help for the governance of it, I think it'd be good for the county. It may help us bring in more dollars. Anytime you can leverage dollars, if we can get $10 million of regional transportation impact fee, you should be able to leverage that to approximately $90 or $100 million total, just because you have the local match. So that's very important. You need those local matches to bring in other dollars. But not only that, we think that we, being the group, maybe this can springboard into something else. Maybe, there are a lot of issues that I think are countywide land use decisions. A big one for I think for the smaller cities, as I talk to a lot of the city managers, is revenue sharing. We all compete for the same sales tax dollars. Maybe there needs to be a county pool, and it's all distributed on a per capita basis. So that way we're all whole. We're not competing with one another and maybe it makes cities a little bit easier to. There's utilities. We're out here on an island out here in the southwest corner of the county, so utilities doesn't really work as well for us, although it may work for Turlock and Ceres and Modesto for wastewater. Now, I do bring this up though, water, if we ever have to go to a surface water treatment plant, Crow's Landing, and maybe an opportunity for us to partner with them, our partner city to the south, even though they're in a different county, that may be a regional effort. They may be able to use this for there. And then economic development is another one here, and I think these can all parlay to one into the same if we are successful in our TIF. And there's still a long ways to go. Establishing a JPA and governance, it's like, so here's a governance model for LAFCO. 5 county supervisors all sit on it. 3 members of the Modesto Board of Supervisors sit on it. That's 8, and then the 7 other cities sit on it. So if the county and the Modesto get together, we can never beat them, because it's 8-7 every single time. So, one of ours is, hey, it's, one organization, one vote. So, if you have it that way, there's 9 organizations, 9 votes. Each person gets 1. So, but there's a lot of negotiations that's going to go along with that. So I don't know if that's going to work or not. So, anyways, there we are, and that's kind of a summary. I know I talked real fast on that, but that's the summary of the summary report. So what we're asking tonight as a council, we trust that you read it tonight. Go ahead and accept the summary report of the Transportation Impact Fee Group, and then authorize that budget adjustment for $1,000 to pay our pro rata fair share towards a nexus study, which would be the next step moving forward. So, with that, I can answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions of the city manager?
I have just one question, Michael, on the revenue and expenditure page that you were talking about.
Yes.
I've noticed that I know our disparity isn't that we didn't get anything, as did Waterford and Houston, but I did notice that the city of Patterson received almost 3 times their revenue, and the city of Oakdale a little over double. Everybody else seems to be at least fairly close within the parameters of revenue versus expenditures, give or take 5 or 6%. Those are way out of whack.
Yes, they are, and I don't have the details here, but I think what you can look at is when there are large numbers, the county tended to gain from that as well. So Keystone Park, there's a revenue sharing agreement going on out there, and so the county's getting some money if they spend some money out there. So a lot of that money went to develop Keystone Business Park out in that area and those roadways out there. So in turn, there's some general fund revenues that are coming back to the county through property tax and some of the other things out there. So I guess we just got to figure out a way to help the county profit from development too.
Well, I'd make a motion that we adopt resolution number 2011, next number, resolution accepting the regional transportation impact fee summary and authorizing a budget adjustment of $1,000.
I second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item 11, items from District 5 Supervisor, County Supervisor Jim DiMartini.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Martina, council members. As you know, the West Side Healthcare Task Force has its way out. At least you should know. It's Saturday, the 15th, in front of Gustine City Hall. We will start weighing the teams out at about 10 o'clock. Hope to get done by 11:30 or before. I have sent letters to each of the teams. I've checked with the Ag Commissioner today. He's on board with this. Talked to the city manager of Gustine and have arranged for a balloon arch for over the scales, just like we did here in Newman. And I think everything is pretty well set. I get the T-shirts tomorrow for the winning team. I checked on that. They were supposed to have been done today, but it'll be tomorrow. So I think we're all set, so we will see who wins. I'm down 10 pounds, which is, I probably should have done a little better, but 10 pounds is 10 pounds. I think that the trick is to keep that off and not gain it back again like I did last year. Anyway, I hope to see you there. We said press releases were sent out a day or two ago to the local newspapers, and I hope they have some good coverage of it. So it should be a nice event. Moving on, our project that we do in the winter, of course, is our calendar and essay drawing. Letters have been sent out to the 3 school districts and also Sacred Heart in Patterson. Our theme this year is Eat Right and Play Hard, and a very detailed letter of the rules were done. I followed up with each of the school districts. In fact, I think on Thursday I'm meeting with the principals here in Newman just to go over it all. But I've talked to the other school districts and they're fine with it. So the essay contest is for the high school students, and then the drawing is for the elementary grades, going down as low as kindergarten. And we do those in 3 different groups so that the small kids aren't competing with 7th and 8th grade. And then once we get that, we'll judge it and then print up new calendar and then award the appropriate prizes. So we're busy doing stuff, and so as we go through the years, this is our 3rd year at it. We're getting more efficient and a little better and a little bit more creative. So we'll see you in Gustine Saturday.
Thank you, Supervisor. Okay, we're moving on to City Manager, please.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'd like to remind the council and members of the public, this is Fall Cleanup Week. That does run through Saturday, so opportunity to drop off stuff at Berlotti's on M Street if you have anything that need to be dropped off. Hazardous waste is also this week, and Friday and Saturday, and that's in front of the courtyard, in the Newman courtyard there. So there will be a contingency going up to Bass Lake this weekend to accept our Blueprint Award. As many of you already know, we received a Blueprint Award for our downtown plaza for public improvement. We're very happy to attend. I think we got 5 people going up, and the mayor will already be up there, so we're very excited. We actually have the president of the chamber that's going to join us, so we're excited that the chamber's being actively involved in part of that. This Friday is Furlough Day, so City Hall will be closed, as well as all non-essential services. Some of you may have seen in the newspaper, we have we have advertised for a public works superintendent. Mr. Mutoza, who's been with the city for over 20 years, has submitted a letter of intent that he intends to retire at the end of this year. So we went out and sent out an active recruitment for that, and that's going to be going on for the next couple of weeks. And then lastly, yesterday, Mr. Meyer, our finance director, Lou Humphreys, and our public works director, Garner Reynolds, and I did a little tour. What we did was we went up to Sacramento and went to a warehouse, looked at some furniture for the new Oddfellows City Hall building. On the way back, we took that opportunity to stop in Lathrop, look at their council chambers, see what we liked about that. Kerry is very cordial to us and talked a lot about it. And he said, "Where are you going next?" We said, "Oh, we got to go to Modesto. You got to stop in Ripon." Of course, we stop in Ripon, and holy moly, man, those guys got a lot of money over there. I don't know if anybody's ever seen their council chambers, but they spent $800,000 just on the audio video system. It is, I mean, it's platinum level. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful and very well thought out. Of course, Leon Compton, who's an institution over there, he's been around for a long time, shared with us that they were very fortunate at the timing of the development. They were able to get that to go because development was alive and kicking back then. They wouldn't be able to build it at this point in time. A lot of the new city hall is vacant. They built in some expansion and then they had some contraction. So I mean, they built extra space and then contracted and made more space. So. But it is very nice, and then they have a basement down there. He said, "I'm going to make a basement for storage," and there's just tons of storage down there. It's if you're ever in Ripon, stop by. City manager, he's always happy to show it off. So, and as council members, they all have their own locker, and it's pretty crazy. It's pretty fun to watch. So. Anyways, that's all that I had. Oh, and then we ended up at Warden's, looked at Warden's and some furniture over there, and then we came back. So, get some good ideas. We're also going to go down to Chowchilla. Chowchilla recently had the new city hall and new council chambers. I don't know if they're using it anymore because they're nearly bankrupt, and it might have bankrupted them. But they have a great audio video system in there, and maybe we can get it for 50. Sell it. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we can get it for 50 cents on the dollar or something. And then we're going to go down to Madera as well and take a look at theirs as well. So, anyway, that's all that I had to report, and I can answer any questions that you may have.
Any question? Thank you. Okay. And now we go to staff.
It'll be quick, I promise. Good evening again. I'd like to extend an invitation to all of you and everybody watching on TV that November 3rd at the McConnell Center, the Newman Police Department will be hosting a meet and greet. It will be, the address of the McConnell Center is 1348 Patchett Drive. It's from 6 to 8, and we'll be there to answer any questions and listen to the citizens' concerns. So with that, I can answer any questions.
That's 6 to 8 in the morning.
In the evening. Not everybody gets up when you do that.
Any questions from the council? You're getting off easy tonight, Randy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Everybody's shaking their head back there? That's okay. Okay, we'll go to the council then. Mr. Hudson?
Nothing?
I don't have anything.
Not for me.
Oh, my God. How long do I have? I'm just kidding.
You didn't beat it, by the way.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it Michael's fault?
yeah, I
he
know
kept
that,
talking.
and I'm going to have a talk with you. This little thing we talk about.
But you
How
can't close.
fast we can get through a meeting. And we don't try to miss anything, and what Michael had to say tonight was really important. So,
But
and
Bob,
he had
Bob, your record's 22 minutes.
well, since we're over, it doesn't matter. But anyway, I'd just like to thank everyone for coming tonight, and the Chamber, I'd like to especially thank the Chamber for all they do for our city, and it makes it worthwhile this is going to be a great evening when we're down on the plaza, and I hope everyone comes out for it. But thank you again for coming tonight. And with that, I'll ask for adjournment.
Motion?
Second?
Okay, all's in favor?
Aye.